My name is Bill Bouffard. I'm a C6 quadriplegic. I got hurt in a motorcycle accident 35 years ago, a little over. Live in Westbrook, Maine. Been there probably 10 years or so. Work at Unum Insurance Company. My experience with Alpha One over the last 35 years has been fruitful and pretty amazing at times. My first encounter with Alpha One was just getting evaluated for home accessibility modifications. They had an architect come up and design a bathroom, accessible bathroom for my mom's house. We didn't actually end up going that route right off, but the option was there. It was kind of expensive for us to add a whole addition, so that came down the road. And then one of the most important things was a driver eval. I thought I was able to drive, but I guess the state didn't think I was quite ready until I was evaluated and went through them, got evaluated, did my driver's test, and got my license right back, within a short amount of time. So being able to drive to work is really important in Maine, where unless you live in one of the big cities, Lewiston, Augusta, Portland, Bangor, you're going to be driving to work. The public transportation is probably not an option in Buckfield. So you got to get in the car and drive to wherever your employment's going to be. So that is very important. Driving is employment, is life, it's living. So once I was able to get my license, that opened up the door for me to find gainful employment. In 1980, the option from working from home wasn't quite as available as it is now. So being able to get out and drive to work was a huge thing. And then from there, it got me out and got me active in the community. I'm doing my own shopping, get to go to the mall, get to visit friends without having to wait for someone else to show up and throw me in a vehicle. And then from there, I just traveling, get to go visit other places and start playing wheelchair rugby and traveling around the country and outside the country. That all stems from starting off with getting a license. I've been 31 years almost at Unum Insurance Company. That just watching the transition of accessibility in that building alone, where they're a disability insurer, it's been phenomenal. Went from ramps that were too steep and doors you had to manually open in some parts of the building to all the ramps are super, way beyond ADA compliance, and every door not only has an upper button to open it, but it has a foot kick plate button, which I championed back probably 10 or 15 years ago, because not everybody can lift a hand and push the button. And even around the community over the years, I've been injured for 35 years now. You couldn't go into 7-Eleven or Big Apple back, when I first got injured. You'd go to the mall and wheel around the mall, but as far as getting into other buildings, what they considered accessible was a 2-inch lip to get in the door, or a ramp that ended at the door with no flat spot to, open the door. So it's been a really nice transition over the years of accessibility. So over the years at Unum, they put a focus on hiring people with disabilities. For a while there was a whole program centered around that, but I think it's just become more mainstream that they didn't feel they needed that special program for hiring disabled people. They just do it. It's just the right thing. I think they found that it's been a productive gain for them, so they incorporate it more and more. It's just kind of known there. And a good reason an employer should be hiring with people with disabilities is these people are looking for an avenue to make a difference in the world. They don't want to sit home and work from home. They want to be able to get out and go and be employed, be around people, and produce. There's a bunch of smart people out there with disabilities. I've been involved with the HBC program that's helped me hire and manage my personal care attendants, and I've been involved with them, probably 20 years now, I'm guessing. And that's a make or break thing. That's a big chunk of your money you can spend on other things other than your personal care. I think it's real important to not, have work be the only thing you get up and out of bed for. You got to have a little bit of fun. So I value my time at work, but then I equally value the time I get to get out on my boat or get out and play rugby or just get out and go to a concert or visit friends. So it's healthy. It's a health thing, to, being active, not just working. I go and peer counsel newly injured people and make it a point to tell them, the best, come hang out with people in your situation. What I'm saying is, I'm on peer counsel on quad. I'm like, come out and hang out with the quad rugby guys. You may not ever want to play rugby, but you're going to meet a lot of guys that have figured it all out, so to speak. I mean, an occupational therapist, they do their job, they do it well, but a lot of them aren't living in wheelchairs. They're just applying the knowledge they've learned. Well, come hang out with the guys that have figured it out on their own and do things just a little bit different. And everybody's different, An occupational therapist is going to teach you the way they learned it. Well, you hang out with 5 guys that are doing the same thing 5 different ways. So we learn to get creative in our old age. In the first home, I went overboard trying to make everything accessible, like lower counters and lower stoves. But then I had to sell the house. So I started thinking, well, I'm going to do as little as I can to modify this house, just to make it work for me. But down the road, knowing that someone without a disability may want this place. So I kind of, mainstream it and make it work for both of us, work for everyone. 2 homes ago, we decided to just build a 2-level home, which seems crazy for someone in a wheelchair. But square footage wise, it made sense, because in the back of my mind, I know how much an elevator would cost to go buy it with it, OSHA approved and all that stuff. But my friend and I designed an elevator that was over the top, functional, maybe not, OSHA approved, but that design has carried me into 2 homes down the road. So I'm able to access my basement with an elevator we designed that's super safe, but just off the grid a little bit, so to speak. I have a lawnmower that it's 30 plus years old, but it's accessible, meaning I can just wheel my wheelchair on it and mow my lawn and snowblow my neighbor's lawn. Make ramps to places that you got to get into, and just general MacGyver it. Yeah. It has not been that difficult for me to vote. I live in Westbrook. The buildings I vote in are very accessible. So if you want to show up physically, it's real easy. There's people there to help you if you need help. But then there's absentee voting, so there's no reason that I can think of, other than your dad, to not get out and vote. But maybe they don't feel their vote makes a difference. Maybe they don't feel like they've been heard in the past. Maybe their vote doesn't matter. I can't blame it on awareness, because absentee ballots have been around forever. There's no reason not to get out there, request one, and get your vote in. Other than that, I'm not sure what's keeping them. Everybody's got a mailbox. You can get a ballot. You can have someone help you fill it in if that's an obstacle. I'm sure they have voting options for hearing impaired and sight impaired, so get out and vote. Yeah. I think you tend to gravitate towards the places that you already know are accessible, and that the places that have gone that extra mile to put in a new ramp. A place I may not ever go to, I may notice that, hey, they just redid decibel. I don't know what I want in there, but I'm going to give it a look. I'll check it out. Of course, Cindy's is a great example in Westbrook. That place wasn't accessible. I went there all the time and had someone else go in. Now they made a beautiful ramp out in the front there, and it's like, good job.